Can I do this by myself?
Yo, go for it, bro. You got it.
Can I, Mikey?
You have the floor.
Okay.
100%. This is all you, buddy.
This whole entire week has been great. This whole entire week has been fantastic. I've seen a lot of. First and foremost, let me preface this. For those who are unaware, who's been under a bubble, who just now found this out, TheKingNappy, one of my older friends rather, returned to content creation Monday. I think it was Monday.
Yo, Lord Nappy returned. Oh, and the so many circle words.
I think it was Monday. He uploaded the little stream playback and some other playthrough. I don't know what it is, Glaze or some shit. I don't know.
Was it really Glaze? I feel like he's done. I know this is way off topic.
He's done Glaze.
He's been on Glaze for like 20 years.
He's
bro.
only done one Glaze playthrough. Relax.
I feel like he's done Glaze
Well,
like 20
you gotta remember
times.
Nappy. Like, come on, how we used to do content back in the day. We used to like,
everything was in
the shit out. Yeah, but he returned to content creation after the shitstorm, or the shit show rather, from last April. I think it was April the 1st or the 2nd. Not really sure. I don't remember the dates correctly. But for those who are unaware, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm going to give you like a TLDR. Nathan Putnam, Decatur, a very old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. He's not a friend now, but like an old, person that I knew, obviously. Was obviously doing some shit that he was on some real pedophilic shit. I'm going to keep it a stack with y'all. I saw some images that I never want to see. And Nathan, if you're watching this, or if you ever come in contact with this video ever, you are 100% lucky that I did not go to Boston that year. I'm going to say that. Okay. I'm not done. It was going to be your ass. I hope you know that. If I would have saw those images while I was at PAX, they kicked you out of that house, you would have been on the streets bleeding. I promise you. Anyway, when that stuff happened and all that stuff came out, I was actually a part of the reason why Felicity went about going that. She DM'd me and I hit her up and I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk to her about it, and I told her to put the video out. She made the video and she talked about her explanation, her shits or whatever, and I told her to do it. She made the video and everybody, we said fuck Nathan.
Yep.
The thing about it was everybody else in the community, like, they saw us as like, y'all knew about Nathan. And we were like, wait a minute. Whoa. We knew about the one instance where these teenagers literally set him up by giving the girl, or making the girl seem like she was 18 when she was really like 13 or some shit. But they all like would sit in a Skype call and, you know what I'm saying? And try to like set him up and shit. And that's something that we knew about, because the moment they came out themselves and said, "Oh, it was fake," they said, "Oh, it was fake." We set him up for that. It was just like, okay, well, if they themselves said it's fake, fuck it, And every single time Nathan would ever be brought up, we were always thinking about like that was the reoccurring thing that they were talking about, was that old ass topic or that old ass thing. So we just like brushed it off or whatever. This nigga Nathan has been doing a lot of shit, or he was doing a lot of shit. He's not around no more, obviously, but he was doing a lot of shit behind our backs, and I think a lot of people assumed that he was doing a lot of shit under our like vision or whatever. But we're gonna get into this. A lot of people just are unaware of how not that close the group actually was when it came to each other and what we do on our own time. Nathan, when he was doing all that extra shit, was gone for like a year from the group. He'd come in, get bullied. Not literally get bullied, but like jokes and shit. He'd get in his feelings and he'd leave for like a couple months. And that's pretty much all our interactions were the last like year and a half of knowing him. And that was it. And then all this shit comes out and it's like, dog, what the fuck were you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now you have these people attacking us like, what's good with you? And so we all make a statement. We all make statements about that shit. I already took my stance on it because I'm the reason why she even came out and made that video to begin with. I'm not, but like she originally wasn't going to do it, but I got in her ear and I was like, put this shit out there so people know what the fuck's going on. Because me, I'm always some type of person. I gotta spread awareness. I want that shit to come out because I, especially for me, I hate being associated to that type of shit. Because I have cousins, I have a little sister. I will kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Use different words, Nick. We're on the internet. You can't say that word.
No. I genuinely, if some shit like that was to happen around like me, and I found out and I knew the person, genuinely, I would be hysterical. You'd have to stop me. You'd have to like lock me up. How mad I'd get. But that's just who I am. I don't really know about anybody else, but it is what it is. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't like being associated to that type of shit. So when Nathan came out, everybody made these statements or whatever, and Nappy, who was very hesitant to make a statement, wasn't going to make a statement, but then I said, you should, because you are the bigger channel. You did introduce him, or people know you or know him through you. You should speak up about it, and you should, you know what I'm saying? And you should, say like, we didn't know about this shit and let people know like what the fuck's up. He did it, and turns out Luke and Callum were like, no, nigga, and dropped bombs on everybody. It was a crazy Sunday. The whole Pokemon community damn near stopped. Bombs and shit coming out about Nappy. The Callum and Nappy situation, if you don't know about it, you know about it now. I would say it's like the second smallest thing. The Luke situation. Then like I guess the Mo situation, which is the smallest thing. I'm gonna get into Mo soon. Nah, we got to. We have to. This is the story. And then we were like, okay, well he did this, yada yada. What else is next? Then as like the day went on, and he went and did that stream where he like tried to. That whole stream was really just him attacking Mo, which I'll get to Mo soon. I am Mo. I agreed with a lot of the shit that's said about Mo. Mo, for those who are unaware, like I said, y'all don't really know. People who are watching this, y'all don't really know a lot of who these people are. You just see the videos. You just see how they are on Twitter. That's pretty much it. But Mo is somebody who doesn't. Me and Mo have not always seen eye to eye together. We used to get into it all the time growing up. As time went on, I grew up and I just decided to just not fuck with him. Mo is somebody who doesn't really have a sense of self. Or was somebody, because he's been gone for like a year now. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't care. Mo growing up was somebody who he was a follower. He was a follower. He didn't really have much of a voice. He didn't have much like a sense of self in himself. He didn't really know who he was, so he kind of just went along with whatever the group was doing, and he'd do like a little trendy shit and be like, yeah, dude, a little meme shit, but like really just trying to like fit in most of the time. So he's mostly insecure with everything that he did, so that was just that. So Mo was a very timid person as well, so it was really hard to talk to him. So whenever he did when that video went live and he like was crying and shit, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I thought that was a bitch move. I thought it was some bitch ass shit, because I saw the message when he left Primetime, and it just seemed like somebody else was in his ear. I just was like, this isn't Mo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, whatever. I don't care. Fuck Mo. I don't care. I still to this day don't even care. He has quit YouTube. I heard he has a job now. I heard he went back to school. I mean, Godspeed to you. I mean, I hope everybody watching this, I hope, you know what I'm saying? Mo, if you're watching this, if you ever come around this, I hope you are doing great in life, We're still chugging it over here on the YouTube space, of course. And that's pretty much it. Mo, like I said, Mo's the smallest of this offense here, right? Who cares? As the time went on, everybody's big thing was about Callum. Like, oh shit, Callum's here. Callum's like, oh, this is Callum. This is what happened with the group, yada yada. This is why Callum's not hanging around Nappy, yada yada. And then the same night, I got home because I was out on like a date or whatever. And I came back home, and as the days went on, me and Twit were just talking. Me and Shady was catching up as well. trying to like understand what the fuck was going on. And Grimmy adds me to a Discord call. And she adds me into a Discord call. And next thing we know, we found this. That's how we found out Gabe was a part of this little like thing that Nappy was doing as well. And we were just like, no fucking way. Like, there's no way. Because in my eyes, right? My eyes was Gabe was one of those, was a viewer. Gabe was a regular in the Twitch chat or whatever. A lot of our older friends or a lot of our newer friends were from that Kingdom Overwatch thing that he was trying to do, that Overwatch League or whatever. Yeah. Especially, and this is like after all of our other friends left, right? The group was damn near dying at this point. And it was literally just me, Nexus, Nappy, and that's it. Me, Nexus, Nappy, and then all of his Kingdom Overwatch guys and a couple of his Twitch mods. And then there's Gabe. I just thought it was regular ass. You know, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter to me. It's whatever. I'm good. The thing about it is, and this is, I'm gonna get into this, but I'm gonna summarize everything. We found out Gabe and Nappy, at the age of 16, Gabe was in a relationship with Nappy, and they broke up when Gabe, I think, turned 17, or around when he turned 17, and Nappy kind of like broke off with him because I guess their schedules were missing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But that's what it was, and I was confused. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, no fucking way. And then Gabe proceeds to show me like the screenshots and shit of them talking. And I'm like, there's just no fucking way. And he would like tell me and Twit about these about their calls that they would used to have or whatever, you know, that weren't in the that obviously weren't in the text messages, just like actual calls that they would do and have or whatever. And I'm gonna keep it stacked with you, Doug. I was confused. Twit burst out into tears because this was like somebody that he's known since like 2010. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, how are you doing all this without like me knowing and shit like that? How could you? I thought you trusted. Like, what was good with you? You know what I'm saying? You think you know somebody with some time, but that's not the truth at all. And Twit bursted out into tears. I proceeded to get mad. I was mad. I was just like, there's just no fucking way this is real. So Gabe is like, you know, Gabe is trying to console Twit because Twit is genuinely like bursting into. I've never heard Twit show any emotion like I have that night. Burst out into tears, wailing and shit. I hear Stacy coming in. I hear her trying to like, you know, hug him and shit. And I'm just like, dog, like, this is fucking real life. You know what I'm saying? So as the night goes on, I am beyond mad. I'm mad. And the next morning, Gabe comes out with the statement. When he comes out with the statement, people are like in awe, like, holy shit. There's another person? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gabe, this time this is a real 16-year-old. Because I saw people trying to like make this into it was just that one offense with him and Callum. Nappy was like 22, 21 at the time. Callum was like 16. You know, time has gone by. Maybe he changed. Why are you bringing this up now? This should have been settled in private. Time has changed. Your time has passed. He's a whole different person now. Yada yada. But then when we found out when Gabe and him were dating was last year. Oh no, they broke up this year. This, mind you, this is 2019, right? They broke up this year, early this year. They've been dating since last year. It was like, fuck all that time has passed shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. You can't even do that. So, when it comes to the serious offenses, I think I would say Mo is the least one. I'd say then Luke, then Callum, then Gabe. Gabe is like the center focus here. And he's like the big one, right? I was doing some research, and did you know there was another person that came out?
No.
There was another person that came out that that same weekend all that shit happened. His name is Mr. Lewis97. He's a Fortnite YouTuber streamer now. He has since deleted the screenshots, but apparently, when all that shit was going on, he actually had screenshots of Nappy being flirty with him and on Instagram messages when he was 17. Now, I know a lot of people are going to try to pull this whole 17. It's legal in some states. Who cares? But my thing is, this isn't just a reoccur. This isn't just a one-time only thing. You know, I've seen a lot of things, and that's where we are now. Nappy has since made that one statement, that one long-ass statement, deleted all social media. He's had like this little burner Instagram for like the last like couple of months now, and that's pretty much it. That's the last time we heard about him, and that was it. First and foremost, that's one. That's the summary of everything. I got a whole list of it here, y'all. I can't even. You see this shit? See all this shit right here?
Damn.
No, we gonna talk about this shit. We gonna talk about this. We gonna talk about this. That's the summary of what's happened, right?
I just want to talk about video games.
I'm
just playing.
I want no. This has to lead somewhere, right?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, King. You got it.
First and foremost, before we get into the rest of what this is, I don't want to hear anybody else outside of this topic speak out about it. If you're not involved, don't speak on this topic. I don't give a fuck if you are friends with people involved. You are not involved. You don't know what the group is. You don't know what the group was. Shut up. I've seen a lot of videos talking about this type of topic, and it's a topic of obviously importance because, you know, this is somebody that a lot of people grew up on, a lot of people made careers off of. This is somebody that this is a figure in this Pokemon community, this small ass community on the blimp of the internet, right? Excuse me. Most of the videos I've seen regarding this topic, rightfully so, come from a place of anger, hatred, because he came back and didn't address not a goddamn thing. And with the really, really small, subtle, like, sprint of, like, jealousy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That he can come back and he still gets a lot of support or whatever. I want you to know, just because he's a pedophile does not make you a better content creator.
Get him.
Especially when a lot of your content is tailored after how he used to do his content. All of y'all, I've seen a lot of shiny hunted niggas. I've seen a lot of people talk about shit they feel like they deserve. What he has because he's a pedophile or whatever you want, he's attracted to younger kids and they're not, but because of that they feel like they deserve more. No, just because he's a shit person does not make you a better content creator. It doesn't. Sorry.
I mean,
still trash.
You still fucking ass.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like, so that's a conversation in itself, though, which I don't think
a
lot of the community is actually ready for.
People have no. We're gonna get into this. Like I said, just because he's a shit person does not make your content any better. Just because all these people stop watching him, stop subscribing to him, does not mean they're automatically gonna stop and you're gonna gain 20,000 views on a video. That's not how YouTube works. That's not why people care that he's back. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. You are not a better content creator. Nappy for the last decade has given people a format of how to make content in this community. Thumbnails, layouts. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's 2020 and all the layouts still look like a Soul Link layout. You see what I'm saying?
Not mine.
It's 2020 and all of the solo playthroughs still have the same format. Face cam, team box at the bottom, badge, team members on the side, gameplay on the come on. It's the exact same format how it's made. Just because he's a shit person does not make your content any better. And so people are gonna try to spin this about me or whatever. My nigga, I'm not jealous of Nappy coming back. I don't care. Nappy coming back and Nappy being gone has not stopped me from evolving my content personally. It hasn't. I'm not mad that he's back.
Getting into that like slight topic though, I don't know. People, I really strongly believe people think that I support Nappy when I say things like this.
No. Look, despite what the fuck he's done the work. And he's given a lot of people blueprints. A lot of people now are old Nappy fans. People in this community that have a name are Nappy fans, or they were Nappy fans. They just got bigger.
They're still Nappy fans. They just don't like what they know him of now. But if you the whole mentality that a lot of these other people have that we give shit for, oh man, just separate the person from the content. I still like Nappy content because he makes good content. If you just, he's not the same person when he's making content. It's like they don't do that. But you still have that person that does it.
What you have to understand is that you can't do that. You can't. I don't think this is where that separating the content from this doesn't work, because he has done basically everything. If you were to say, oh, if Nappy was to just have a Pokemon channel, then you could say, oh yeah, separate the art from the artist, right?
Right.
Nappy has given you a glimpse into his life with Nappy Speaks. He's given you a look into his life through that channel. He's given you a glimpse of his social life through his friends and shit, the various collabs we've done, the various streams that we've been on. He has given you himself, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, he hasn't given you the part that he knows you're going to shun. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. The gay part of the pedophile part.
Being gay doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I remember. He covered it up like he hated the shit.
No. Because sexuality, nobody wants their sexuality. Come on, dog. Come on.
Well, no. I definitely understand that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I know whenever it got announced, that was one of the biggest things that he was.
Well, dog, because his sexuality was important. I remember it was important to him. I remember when he came out to us, it was literally me, Shino, PK, Twit, and Jay. He told us in the call he was bisexual. We said, okay, and nigga. Dead ass. I'm 100% serious,
bro.
We were like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what's I supposed to do? My nigga, shut the fuck up. Let's go record this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Yeah. Anyway, nobody was worried about that. It was serious to him because he was very insecure about. And I wouldn't say insecure. He was very I would say self-conscious, so insecure, about his sexuality. That's a normal
thing though, so it's understandable.
That's a normal thing. That's normal, but that's not important. Him being
bad to be gay.
Fuck all that bullshit. Look, your sexuality does not matter. No matter what anybody tells you and try to dehumanize and basically strip you away from your person and who you are. Express yourself, be who you are, be what you're into. Just make sure there's boundaries and morals within this, right?
Facts.
Back to this topic.
You like sucking pee, bro? Suck the pee.
I'm gonna say, hey, I told my niggas, I'm like, look, you can be gay. Just don't be a bottom, dog, because you can't talk all that tough shit. That ass, bro, because niggas be talking that tough shit. I'm like, nigga, don't you take dick?
Yo.
And that's just the humor between friends, obviously. So it's just like, if anything, I celebrate it. I embrace it. I actually take, my little sister came out to me before she came out to everybody else. I was the first person she confided in about being bisexual. I felt so honored. You know, I felt like, damn, nigga, like shit. And this is my little this is my little sister who I haven't seen in years. I'm gonna go see her later this year. I haven't seen her since she was a baby. She's a teenager now. She's about to graduate next year. And the fact that we're just now trying to rekindle our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I was the first person she came out to. It was like, as an older brother, it's like, who the fuck am I to judge you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My nigga, I love you. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Sexuality does not matter here. That's not what's important. We're back. Just because he's back does not make your content any better. Okay. That's cool. Message to Kyle, because I know you're going to watch this. Because if you...
How you know he going to watch this?
If he has time to go through all of his comments and delete everything negative, I'm 100% certain he has watched that Patty video. I'm pretty sure he's seen the tweets about everybody as well from Duncan and several other people who have slandered his name. He's watching.
Bro, not if he's blocked like me.
I don't know what Duncan got against me, dog. That man, I don't know. Last time I spoke to Duncan individually was at PAX South. it was all
Yo.
love, but apparently he has some type of grab towards me. Duncan, if
Did
you
he
watch
block
this,
you?
no, he does. Yeah, me and Duncan, I have no reason to block Duncan.
I said, did he block you?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't blocked me.
I think he blocked me because, so you remember that tweet you made about Nappy, and you were like something about bygones being bygones. You were done arguing with people or whatever. If your friends wanted to support some shit, you weren't gonna like get on them. You were just gonna move along with it and keep that shit on your side. So remember the tweet response I gave you where I said, yo dog, thanks for understanding whatever the fuck thanks for understanding how I feel about this entire situation.
Oh, I can see why
I'm
can see why he would block you.
Yeah.
You can't be surprised he blocked you.
Bro, that has to be the reason in my head because I didn't do anything else. Like I don't retweet hentai on the timeline. So
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But
that hurt me.
As a message to Nappy or Kyle, from a old friend, from somebody who used to idolize you, somebody who used to look up to you, somebody who used to vent to you while I was growing up. I always said this in older videos. I'm like, you know, if it's not Nexus, Mikey, Shino, and Nappy, there weren't that many people I considered close friends like that on here. Besides, like, obviously the ODS bunch at the time. That was that. I mean, if it's not anybody to them, that was it.
I'll be the first to say, even then,
they're ass. They were ass friends. Most of them were ass friends. Fuck it. I don't care.
Damn.
Probably, that ass. Who cares? Probably like only Aaron, Noel, Mark, and Craig, and that's it. Joey. That's it. That's literally, everybody else was just pickup from 2016, 15 onwards. That's it. And Seth too. Seth. And that was it. Those are the people that I confided in, because everybody else was just about Smash Bros. And that was it. Who cares? As somebody who was literally on your side the moment all this shit happened, up until the evidence came out, I'm really disappointed that the first video back wasn't a response, an apology video, or at least like a reflection video. I'm disappointed that your first stream back was, I'm sorry you all had to see that drama from last year.
That nigga did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he proceeded to say, oh, I'm going to talk about what happened later in the stream, then ends the stream without talking about it, despite people being there to watch and hear him talk about it. I'm very disappointed. And to be honest with you, I would not be talking about this if you came back on that reflection shit. If this is how you were going to come out, you should have listened to Shady when he told you not to come back. Because we know about that conversation.
We do?
Yeah. Shady told him not to come back.
I didn't
in
know
the
about
Instagram
that.
DMs. Anybody who's expecting Soul Link and Penta-Op, that's just not happening. If this is how you were to come back and just start uploading videos and put hella ass in those videos now that you know because people are watching, I would have just never came back if that was the case. Because, hold on, let me cross this shit down. I'm happy to see that you're well. Because I would think somebody whose life went to shit would probably kill themselves, right? You look about exactly the same. You look like this shit has not bothered you at all. That's great to see. To anybody who's saying to anybody who says he doesn't owe anybody an apology or he doesn't need to address the situation, you're wrong. The people involved in this shit, the people, the quote-unquote victims, were just like you, fans of his, who became friends. You know what I'm saying? That could have been any one of y'all. That could have been anybody. Anybody. Could have been any little kid. It could have been any teenager. It could have been anybody. Anybody. But as a content creator, you're not supposed to take advantage of you can't take advantage of that shit. Your audience, you can't do that. You can't. You're not supposed to, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not supposed to. But most of the people involved, or the victims, quote unquote, were fans of his who became friends. It could have been anybody. Remember that, right? The thing that makes this so crazy is that they were YouTubers and they had each other backing them up when they came, supporting them when they came out, when they wanted to come out. The Callum shit, Callum went to therapy at least about a couple of times. Duncan did a whole video on Joey's podcast talking about for a while he wanted to get into this and expose Nappy a while ago. But for the sake of Callum, he didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everybody around that group, for the sake of Callum, did not want to do that because Callum was going through a lot of mental shit. There's bills for his therapy sessions, by the way, that Tricky had in her little evidence compiled shit that Mo paid for and a lot of people helped pay for and shit. That's a real fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If Gabe didn't have us in his corner, you think he would have came out?
I don't think anybody would have came out, to be honest.
Exactly. That's the thing. It could be anybody. I will give you this. The way that this shit came out, it do look like some sketchy ass shit. I want you to know, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. When all this shit came out, I'm like, this shit is way too sudden, bro. Then I see this shit and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Then y'all got receipts.
Then the last thing, literally, I would say besides Ralphie and Twit, I was the last person online to talk to Nappy. When that shit happened, and I said, dog, what the fuck is this? And he's like, yo, I saw you switch sides or whatever, and I completely understand. I hope you have a good one, yada yada. I'm gonna go and do this real estate stuff. And I said, you know what, bro? Have a good one, dog. And then as the weeks went by, he deleted his Discord account, and that was it. Which everybody, I want it to be very, 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 very clear. I don't think somebody who is actively going and deleting messages is innocent. I don't think that's how that works at all. We found out that Nappy deleted a lot of we found out that he deleted a lot of older tweets, as well as deleted a lot of private messages from his Twitter account. He also deleted a lot of Discord messages as well. You're probably wondering how. It's actually very easy to get this information. Just contact the support for these companies or whatever. They'll give you like a log, all the backlog shit. And there you go. That's where a lot of the Skype evidence came from. That's how Luke got most of his numbers to show that Nappy was deleting posts and shit. If you remember back in 2012, 13 or whatever, remember, anybody else here remember, or I'm pretty sure it's just me and Mikey, who remembers Nappy's Tumblr? His two Tumblrs.
I remember that because he had it when he was talking about Nappy Speaks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those two Tumblrs where he would go on those long ass tangents about a girl using him and all this extra, that was about Callum. Those are about Callum. We didn't know that until all this shit started coming out. Those were about Callum, and he went and deleted those Tumblrs or whatever after the shit came out, so you can't go back and archive and shit. You know what I'm saying? Those shits are gone. All of the Nappy evidence is gone because he deleted this shit. He ran away. That should tell you something. Somebody who's deleting all the negative comments and shit, trying to move on from it, should tell you something. You could argue, oh, he's just trying to move on. He's trying to be a bigger person and take on with his life. There's no way you can run away from this type of shit. There isn't. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you're facing allegations as big as this, you can't run away from that shit. And to everybody, man, I'm crossing this list like it's nothing. I'm crossing this just like it's nothing. To anybody who's
Boy got a hit list.
who's spinning this of clout chasing, or all of his friends using him, let me tell you how the dynamic of the Discord group was. Mikey can attest to this shit because he was there. He was there for the early sections, and as we got bigger in the, I guess in the food chain or whatever, the group, whatever, Mikey just kind of Mikey's a father. Who cares, right? He's doing his thing. He lives his life. He doesn't really have much time for the content shit. Fuck it. Y'all want to know why Lumio Station closed down?
Ooh, yes, I love tea. Let me have a tea, bro.
It was me. It was me and Nexus,
You
actually.
closed
It's
it
me.
down?
I'm niggas.
No. So what happened was, if the timeline is doing this right, and everybody in Lumio Station could come and talk about this shit. When all that shit in PAX South happened, and like Callum and Nappy stopped talking to each other, all of our Discord groups disappeared. Everybody was kicked out of Discord group for months. Damn near half that entire year. Lumio Station then proceeded to come back, and without any acknowledgement of what happened, they proceeded to ask me and Nexus and even bring on A Drive, and try to like rekindle Lumio Station again without telling anybody what happened. The only people that knew about what happened was Luke, Mo, Nappy, Jamie, and Callum and Tricky. Everybody else was in limbo. Nobody knows what the fuck happened to Lumio Station. Nobody knows what happened to our Discord or our Skype groups. At this time we use Skype. The Skype groups were emptied. Literally. The only Skype groups we had, or I had, after we came back from PAX South, when that Callum shit happened,
It was ODS.
was ODS and Godspeed. That was literally it. Literally it. Literally. The whole group went MIA. Didn't talk to Nappy, Mo, Luke, Jamie. They made like another. They made like several other several other Skype groups and added Twit along with the shit. Me and Nexus were like stuck in this like limbo period, right? We didn't know what the fuck was going on, and when we brought Lumio Station back, I kept asking, what the fuck happened? Nobody wanted to talk up. Nobody wanted to say shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, oh, hey, let's do another tag lock. Let's start it back with a summer tag lock, X and Y or whatever. We were going to ship out all the, we're going to ship out the copies and have each other like record this shit, have our verses or whatever. It was going to be, me and Nexus were going to be versus each other, in this tag lock, right? We get our copies, and after like a week of dodging the question of what happened, I said, fuck this shit. Me and Nexus said, fuck that. Lumio Station, the next week, proceeded to close down. Right after that podcast they did where we were talking shit. Remember, who remembers that? We did like the little like shiny hunting versus the Prism podcast thing. And that was going to be the verses. That was going to be it. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be the Prism podcast guys versus the shiny hunting guys. And I was on the shiny hunting team with Twit, Kristen, and A Drive. And that was going to be it. When it got to me, after like a week of asking what the fuck happened, no answers. I said, fuck this shit and fuck y'all. If nobody's going to tell us what the fuck happened, why everybody stopped talking to each other, why should I do this shit? Mm-hmm. I want an answer. Meanwhile, all this drama shit with like Luke and Callum and Nappy, these little secret Skype calls and shit that were going on, were happening. We found out through Callum months later. And I confronted him about that shit because after I left Lumio Station, me and Nappy had a falling out. A lot of people will probably deny that. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. Unless you were in the group, you don't even know about this shit. If you were in the group, and I wish everybody else here was here to tell this story, me and Nappy would get into arguments a lot. We would go back and forth about ideas. We go back and forth about the right or wrongs situations. We would go back and forth about this shit a lot. And there'd be times where I would leave the group. There'd be times where I would stop talking to them, which is 100% why after Lumio Station stopped, if anybody paid attention, I wasn't really involved in a lot of the cooperative projects. Like the UCL, I wasn't a part of that because me and Nappy had a falling out. A lot of like the early Penta Op shit, I wasn't a part of that. A lot of the really early collaboration stuff that a lot of people love everybody else for, I wasn't a part of that shit because it was fuck Nappy for a while. Because me and him would get into it, we come back, chop it up in a private call, get into it months later, chop it up, yada yada, and that was it. We just talked about our shit in private. You know what I'm saying? That was it. That time that I left Lumio Station, me and Nappy had this crazy fuck each other period. And when Callum hit us up, the very first thing I talked about to Nappy was, yo, so what's good with you and this Callum shit, dog? Like, what's up with this? You know what I'm saying? Because Callum at this time was 16. Nappy was like 21, 22. I'm like, bro, what's good with this shit? You know what he told me? He said nothing happened. Nothing happened between me and Callum. We just got into it, and that was it. Nothing happened. And me, being, 18 years old, I just graduated. I was still going through my Lux episode. I was still going through it with her, too. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay.
You mention the name, bro, I almost forget y'all how we even think.
No, but I'm telling these key details matter.
Yo, I miss Lux.
I do too. You know I do. These key details matter because when he told me nothing happened, I said, okay, cool. If nothing happened, I'm not gonna press the situation. I don't even care like that. Me and Callum aren't that close anyway. I'm going to go back to simping over Lux and trying to rekindle that relationship, as well as trying to keep my channel up because I graduated finally, right? And if you know my graduation story, you know that I graduated through YouTube. So now YouTube is my full-time thing. I want to do YouTube now.
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you, dog. And that was it. So, maybe that's where... I'm sorry. That maybe that's where irresponsible Nick comes into play. Like maybe that was my fault for being selfish and not like paying attention to what was going on in the group, right? If it's any whatever, I take full responsibility for being, I guess, ignorant or choosing not to care about what happens in the group anymore.
I don't know. I feel like at that time you had a lot more shit going on.
I had a lot more personal
you can't
shit.
Blame yourself for that, though.
No. I'm saying I don't like I said, I don't know, but at that time I didn't give a fuck about what was going on in this group. Speaking about the group, let's talk about the dynamic of the group because a lot of people, I was watching this video, a lot of people have this weird misconception that the group was a lot more closer than we actually were. A lot of people talk to each other every single day. A lot of people had like this weird, like this weird thing of like these people talk to each other every single day. How the hell did all this stuff last 6 years just for it to come out now? Right?
I think everybody thought that you niggas was like, it's like Phoebe, Rachel, Ross type shit.
Yeah, people thought like we were like the best of fucking friends. And I'm here to tell you, no, we weren't. Everybody had their own lives going on. The only time we'd ever come together was when it was to make content, bullshit for like 2 or 3 hours in a call, and maybe like late at night too. So most of the time when we were in school, we would barely be around. The group wasn't that close. And if anything, when the group was close, when the group was together, most of the time it was arguing. Most of the time, the group wasn't that close, is what I'm here to tell you. PK felt like a black sheep most of the time. Twit was like a loner. He likes to do his own thing. Shady is a loner. He doesn't like to, he's not very social. I'm pretty sure if you've noticed, Shady only did the collabs with Nappy up until I asked him to do the sub block. Other than that, Shady's a loner. He's a loner. He doesn't talk to anybody like that unless Nappy asks him to come into the calls and talk then. And even then, he'd be like 30 minutes. We didn't talk to Shady unless we went out of our way to go and DM Shady. Me and Nexus had the ODS group. So me and Nexus talked every single day. Mo went through this period of like fuck Callum for a little bit. And then as he started to like feel quote unquote abused and mistreated by Nappy, would slowly start to rekindle his relationship with Callum. Who else? Jay did his own thing as time went on. No, Jay would be in these calls, but the moment that Diamond and Nappy situation shit happened, and everybody attacked Jay or some shit, Jay said, fuck y'all, went to make new friends or whatever. And that's pretty much how the group went for the last 5-6 years. The group wasn't that close. For everybody who's thinking we were like the closest of fucking friends. The only time we made content was when we were together. Every blue moon. If you're a Nappy fan, if you're a fan of whoever you watch, you know the reoccurring thing that we always used to say, doing collaborations is not easy. We have to get each other out of each other's busy lives and busy schedules to make these content things happen. Same thing with me and Nexus. It's hard to get me and Nexus together. Do you think it's easy to get 5 people together to record a penta-op? 5 people to stop everything they're doing? No, it's not easy. And if you remember, if anybody remembers how that whole Nappy live stream happened, since we're talking about the defenders of this shit, who are the 3 people that were the most work-oriented people that he used to say? It was always Nappy, me and then me and the Nexus and me. It was us 3 out of the work-oriented people in the group. Whenever we wanted to do some shit, we do it. We'd go out and do it. Oh, we need graphics for this series? Fucking let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck it. And for all the people who are saying, oh, you guys used Nappy for clout. No, we didn't. We worked together. If we really used Nappy for clout or any type of like view count, I want you to know sub counts stopped mattering in 2016 when YouTube switched over from views to watch time.
Mm-hmm.
Sub count never mattered in the last 4 or 5 years. It stopped mattering they started that transition in 2015. In 2016, it completely stopped it. Having a subscriber count doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter now. If we really use Nappy, a lot of channels would be doing really good. Look where everybody's at. Mo's gone. Jay's channel's like slowed down. He switched content. He had to get a job. Twit, despite being Nappy's best friend and editor, which by the way, Nappy,
Have
if
you
you're
still
watching,
got not paid for that?
if you're watching this, Nappy, I would really appreciate it if you can help Twit with his last payments that you owe him. Because for when you were gone and you left him in like limbo, he was struggling. Him and Stacy were going through it. I'd appreciate it if you have some type of respect for the old friendships that we had. You'd pay him because I know you have the money. You just uploaded you uploaded for this entire week. I know that covers it. I'd appreciate it if you can throw him that $3,000 you owe him. Because I'm pretty sure Twit...
Bro, hold on. How much you paying for editors, bro? Like,
No, Twit did everything. Twit did his main channel and his side channel. Mostly his side channel, but he still did like the main channel stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he still do like... I don't know. Some things Nappy did do. I think he did like his solo projects. Twit would do all his collaboration stuff, which is a lot more intense than his single stuff. I'm not sure what the exact details are, but I know most of his side stuff was through Twit.
Damn.
If you could help him out, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm sure he needs it. But back to this. Look where everybody's at. Anybody who says, oh, you guys used him, shut up. Please shut up. I don't want to hear that shit ever again. You can't. I'm pretty sure y'all made sure that we didn't use Nappy because y'all only came around when Nappy was involved. Let's talk about that shit. Y'all... the Nappy Nation would only go to everybody's channels and shit whenever Nappy was involved. Y'all would stay subscribed to these channels and not watch nobody.
Cuckoo.
Despite everybody's still doing the same content as Nappy. You could, I hate to be that guy, Twit. If you end up watching this, I want you to know, for the longest, a lot of people have had this notion of, why watch Twit when I could watch Nappy? Mind you, Twit was doing everything that Nappy, his best friend, was telling him to do. See what I'm saying? He was just doing whatever worked for him because he saw it worked for him. And whenever Twit would ask Nappy for advice, what can I do? All Nappy did was give him advice and based on what he did. Mo did whatever worked for everybody else. I know for me, and if you're a long time subscriber for me, you know I hated using layouts. You know, if you know me, you know I'm a vanilla ass nigga. I'd much rather have the face cam and the full screen. It took me a while to start using layouts. It took me, that's all. It was after having these conversations with Nappy that it was like, yo, Nappy, how do I, make it to where these subscribers that you're giving me like my shit without you being involved, right? Yep. And it's like Nappy'd be like,
be more like me.
Be more like me. Maybe they'll like you then. And it's like, okay, cool. That's how most of the conversations went when it came to advice in the calls.
Just yell at the fucking camera and yell nigga a lot.
That's how. And so, back to this. Nappy Nation, the people who saying we used Nappy, y'all made 100% sure we didn't use Nappy. All y'all did was sub to our channels and never watched. So thank you, Nappy, for letting us use you for dead subscribers. That helps out a lot. Thank you, Nappy Nation, for being dead subscribers. You helped everybody's channel up until now. Only when 2 people do YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog.
I love dead subscribers.
Oh, I love dead subscribers. Ahaha.
Mikey, you
think
dead
somebody
subscribers?
You think somebody wants to
absolutely love
You
dead
think somebody wants to grow?
I was one of the poster boys for Nappy's dead subscribers when I hit 10K. He pushed me right on through 10K to 14K.
Yo, did he really?
14K was fucking dead. Because nobody likes Dokkan content from the Nappy Nation. No.
But that's what that thing is. Like, my thing is this, like, y'all, and this goes back to the whole YouTube dynamic. YouTube is a double. It takes 2 to tango. It's the YouTuber and it's the audience, right? The vocal audience gets pleased. The ones that are quiet don't. We don't know what the fuck you want to watch if you're not being vocal. And if you go your entire time only watching these channels when your favorite is involved, you're not really giving niggas much to differentiate themselves from your favorite. And if you're not giving niggas chances, well, some people, I gotta give them a bit of a doubt, some people watched our content. We just weren't for them. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I've seen niggas say my content is shit.
But at least you watched.
At least you watched, and at least you gave it a try. At least you know what I'm saying? At least you gave it a fucking shot.
Bro, I wish somebody would tell me.
At the end of the day, if you don't like my content, that's perfectly fine. If it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. YouTube, there are a billion motherfuckers on this platform. You gonna like somebody. You know what I'm saying? If it's not me, it's fucking Tim. Or Steven or whoever who cares, you know? That's how YouTube works. That's what makes, that's what, I don't know. Random names. That's what makes YouTube so unique is you can have favorites across the board. There are people who watch my channel now, who watch my non-Pokemon content that when Nappy uploaded, I saw in his Pokemon content. Yeah, you know, the reoccurring thing you see is Pokemon content ain't the same with TheKingNappy. And I'm sorry to say this, Pokemon community, y'all are still doing Nappy shit. And if y'all...
Most of the Pokemon
community is still doing Nappy related shit. And if y'all ain't pushing the narrative, pushing the mold, y'all ain't doing shit. Sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever. But to all the people talking about you used Nappy, no, we didn't. Because if anything, we used him for dead subscribers. And I'm sorry, y'all subscription is not worth being dead. I promise you. If you don't watch me, please unsubscribe. That's all I ask. Please unsubscribe. I don't mind bleeding for the next couple of months people who don't watch my videos. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sub counts don't matter anymore on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
I mean, I still want a high sub. So like, if you don't watch him, come to me. I'll provide content for you. I'm just saying. Don't bring your
They're not
bullshit
gonna
over here though,
watch.
because I'll fuck you.
That's
No,
literally
no,
what
no,
he's
but
on,
no,
not
but
me.
Yoku, they're not going to watch you.
Oh,
That's
they're
the
not
thing
watching?
about it. That's the thing about it. All these
Nigga, where have
people,
you been for the past
all
what?
these people who are talking about his friends used him, you didn't watch anyway. So what is there to use?
Ew.
You see what I'm saying? Oh, you used him for views and subs. You didn't watch anybody anyway, so why does that matter? Why does that matter? If you didn't watch anybody when he wasn't involved, why does us using him matters?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Especially when a lot of y'all are using the fact that you don't watch people to dismiss everything that they're saying. I've seen people say, oh, I don't watch Nick anyway, so I don't care what he has to say about Nappy, despite me being one of the closest niggas to him. What? So because you didn't watch me, everything that I literally just said in like the last hour, does it matter? Are you fucking stupid? Or are you dumb?
Both.
Which one? Which one are you?
You do know that's how the internet works, though, right?
No. But we're talking actual. We're here, y'all. We're here. We're here, y'all. Look. Nobody else can speak up on this topic because everybody's gone. And I'm pretty sure if everybody spoke about this conversation, they would repeat the exact same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They would literally, because unless you were Nappy, everybody in that call was struggling with their channels, despite whatever advice he would give us, which is not his fault, by the way. I'm not trying to spin that into, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to spin that like that. It's just shit didn't work out. The subs that we were using him to get weren't watching. You know what I'm saying?
Surprise trade Sundays. I saw that tweet, but continue.
And that's my thing. And if anything, all the people who are saying people are clout chasing now, talking about he's back and being real, whatever with it, that's not clout chasing. That's bringing awareness. I don't want this to be the Nappy bashing. I actually haven't said much bashing him in this entire thing. I've actually literally just given you context.
Yeah,
So
you've been pretty tame.
Yeah. I've been giving you context to the group, actually. If you want me to get personal with Nappy, I want to speak to you, actually. I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. You know how I used to look up to you as a person. You know who you reminded me of growing up as a kid. You know how much our friendship, and me and you specifically, we used to get into it all the time. There was a thing of respect there. Really?
So that said, right?
Really, dog? Really? Word?
Let me
Word?
let me ask you something. Just I'm
What's up?
curious
Talk to me.
about it. That said, would in the event
No.
that he
No.
okay,
No.
Straight up,
If he ever come, no. Thing about it is he's gonna address this. I don't care what nobody says. He's going to address it. You can't keep filtering out those comments forever. You can't. You cannot. When he addresses it, and if he apologizes, no, I'm still not gonna be cool with him. Why? Because I don't want me to be associated with that.
Yeah.
I've already been associated with building him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why would I want to be associated with somebody who on the internet is considered an outcast?
Understandable.
Fuck that. I actually wouldn't even be talking about this if he came back with a video apologizing. But the fact that he didn't come back, or he did come back and he didn't mention anything at all, that's why I'm talking about it. Because even if people don't see Callum, Luke, Mo, Gabe, Mr. Lewis 97 as victims, take this scenario out and look at the bigger picture, right? If people see that Nappy can get away with this shit and be perfectly fine, who's to say some random ass person isn't already doing it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If somebody with a following can like that ass do that shit and people see that and like, oh, this nigga came back and he has this on him and he's doing just as good. People don't care. Oh shit, I can be fucking scum too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But because I built my audience, they don't care. Fuck him. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We cannot let that shit happen. Because let's say this. Let's say this. Because knowing Nappy, he's going to be on his toes and not have any friends on the internet and be very, very careful with who he talks to and how he talks to people, right? For the next couple of months, right? Let's say, for instance, without the backing of the friends involved, let's say this happens again. What are you gonna do when the next person comes out and says, "Oh, hey, Nappy was flirting with me back when I was like 16, a couple months ago."
Like Nappy does it again, or it comes out.
Let's say he comes out again, and it's like, damn, there's a lot more. There's a lot more than we know about.
Yeah.
Or even recently, he's been gone for a year, for half a whole year. Even recently, let's say it happens again, and everybody else is like, "Oh, it's just the King Nappy. Oh, you should have known what you were getting into." Yada yada. What?
So I feel like that has a possibility of happening, in that particular scenario.
No, but guess what, Yoku? That's why talking about it and bringing awareness to it. That's why this podcast topic is a thing. I don't care about this. This is the last time I'm talking about this. For anybody watching this, I'm not talking about this no more. Don't come into my chat, come into my comments with this shit ever again. I have Nappy, the keyword, Jamie, Nikki, Nathan, all muted on my YouTube channel. You say any of those names in any iteration, you get automatically shadow banned. It's not happening. But it's to spread awareness. You know what I'm saying? Because this big YouTuber, if y'all allow him to get away with the shit that he's done, even if you don't see Callum and them as victims, quote unquote, just make sure you're prepared for the next YouTuber you probably watch to come out with some extra shit, but because you watch him, because he's helped you during your traumatic childhood that nobody gives a fuck about but you. When that shit comes out, make sure you're prepared to keep that same fucking energy, or if it happens again. Oh, Nappy. There's another kid that came out that said Nappy touched him. Oh, I want proof. Yada yada. Oh, I never watched him anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never watched him anyway. I love Nappy. He helped me during my childhood. I don't care if he does touch little boys. Excuse the fuck out of me? Excuse the fuck out of me? What?
You know, you do have people like that, and it baffles me.
No.
How anyone could fix their mouths to say something like that.
And take all the people involved in the situation out of the equation. Let's say it's another YouTuber. Let's say it's somebody else in the YouTube spectrum that people look up to, right? Let's say that happens again. You know, let's say that if they're like, oh shit, Nappy, oh this 500,000 subscriber Pokemon channel can do it. I know I can do it. Or I'm a nobody anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't have any following. I don't have any people subscribed to me. I don't have any people following me. I don't have any people looking for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can get away with this shit. That's my thing. The overarching bigger picture thing. So if after everything that I told you today, anybody watching this, if you still choose and decide to go support Nappy because all the other Pokemon content creators are fucking boring, that's perfectly fine by me. Sure. I'm not here to force people to do what they don't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just be aware that the shit that has happened in the last year and the last decade is real. Okay? You can choose to not watch me afterwards. If this venting thing made you look at me a different way, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't. I want to bring as much awareness to this as possible. And I want people to be as in the know of the group as possible and in the know of the situation as possible. Okay? If you choose to still support him, go ahead. Just make sure you keep that same fucking energy if it happens again to somebody else or another person comes out. Because I know I've seen a lot of people pull like, oh, it's a mistake. A mistake doesn't happen 4 times.
Eesh.
It doesn't happen 4 times. It doesn't. You could argue the Luke situation. You know, you could argue it wasn't that serious. You know, he just liked him and he didn't reciprocate the emotions or whatever. He just cut him off. There's more to that. When that shit happened, Luke would leave the calls. Luke would leave the discourse or whatever. And we were all under the assumption of where the hell is Luke? Nappy would say, Luke hates us. Luke doesn't like us. Luke feels doesn't feel comfortable, yada yada.
He definitely pushed that narrative.
No, he did. No, he did.
Versus all of you.
He did. And Luke, when you would ask Luke what the fuck happened, he said, "Oh, I just don't have the time. Oh, I just felt like I just felt like I wasn't welcome. You know, nobody asked me." And you can argue, y'all are grown men. You shouldn't be able to feel like you should be asked about. But when you have a background between those two, it's really, really weird to have that awkward social circle that doesn't have no idea what the fuck you two went through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just act like everything's perfectly fine. Come on. Make it make sense. So, yeah, you can sit here and say, oh, the Nappy offense with Luke wasn't that big. Callum was 16. Nappy was like 21, 22, 23. Mr. Lewis, 97. His screenshots were recent. 2017, 2018, some shit like that. Gabe dated, which people are going to try to spin this whole thing like, yeah, you can date them. It's just when you have sex, it's illegal. That's still fucking weird, my nigga. That's still fucking weird.
That's way fucking weird.
And people are trying to spin this like, oh, look at your parents. Your parents are have a humongous
age difference
or whatever. My nigga, times have changed. Did you know back in the segregation days, a lot of families ended up having incest because a lot of families had to move their children up north and south, had to send their kids up north and south and shit, and as they grew older, ended up actually fucking with people who were cousins.
There's a lot of stuff we
didn't know. Nobody knows about that. Mike, I'm pretty sure you heard them stories.
I heard them stories.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That's nasty.
That's a real thing. But because they didn't know about their families, they ended up having incest children. Did anybody? Come on. Times have changed. And if anything, social media, and especially now when you have people being really vocal about, like, you know, their traumatic experiences and their history and their abusive background and shit like that, all these extra things, right? People are becoming, in mental health specifically, people coming out more about these situations, you know? You should be privy about this type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You should have some type of know around here. That's my thing. So yeah, sure. If Nappy's back and you as an audience, you don't give a fuck, by all means, sure. Sure. Just make sure you're ready for that discussion. If it happens again, if another person comes out months later, that probably can't happen because he deleted all of his social media. All his Instagram DMs are gone. All his Discord DMs are gone. All his Skype logs are gone. He deleted every social media account, so people can't go back and get any type of evidence or any weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The nigga ran away. That's to let you know something. Oh, he's being a bigger person. Oh, he's trying to move on. My nigga, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, bruh. And then you have people who don't know what the fuck happened to Nappy. They just saw his videos back up in the sub feed. They're like, oh shit, Nappy's back. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who just haven't kept up with the community or just only watched him solely or shady. You know what I'm saying?
That's the dangerous part about it, is that there are specifically people out there that literally only watch Nappy or Shady.
And some of them may be children. Some of them may be children. May. That's the problem. That's why spreading awareness is so important. So look, like I said, after this, if you still aren't convinced that this shit happened, there's nothing else I can tell you. I can only tell you what I know of. But remember this. If you are a Nappy frequent subscriber, frequent audience member, there's one thing that he used to always say about me whenever he used to talk about his friend circle. There's a stream highlight, or I'm pretty sure you all remember this. He apologized to David when him and David went through it or whatever, because David had quit his channel. There was he said something about me that I'm pretty sure you all seem to have forgotten, since I've used him for subscribers, since I've quote unquote did all this extra shit and abandoned my fucking friend that I considered a brother. The one thing he used to always say about me was that Nick was a real ass nigga. And despite abandoning him when he was obviously in the wrong, anybody else can tell you I am a real ass nigga. So if you don't believe me, and the several people who definitely believe me of all people, the same nigga that niggas used to hate back in 2013, 2014, 2015, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, I just want you to know, just because you didn't watch these people does not invalidate anything that they've come out with. It doesn't mean they're any less wrong than you are right, or you feel that he's right. The people remember the truth differently, and his motives and his thought process may have been different than what everybody else took it as. But the moral of the story is this thing happened, and I refuse to let him get away with this, even if he may be innocent in the eyes of others, because that in turn will enable other people for doing the same exact scummy shit that he did to his friends, to his audience, to happen to them, or they can just get away with the shit. I refuse to. So if after all this, you still choose to do whatever you want, don't come to me. That's all. Don't come in my comments asking for him. Don't come in my comments harassing me and my other friends and shit who are obviously gone. They're gone. They are gone. Only people who do YouTube now is me and Nexus. From that group. Literally. They are gone. Move on. If it's really move on, we're going to move on. But just be very aware that this shit is real and it has happened. But if you don't believe it, the truth is out. And that is it. My list is done. This little black smudge, we're done.
Hey, at the Halo happy birthday. Yeah. Add that clip in there.
We are done.
Well,
It's kind of hard to go to the next topic now.
Yeah, it is.
that was quite the take your swig of that juice.
I
I had
tried.
a really good session of Epic 7, and while you were doing that, I just
What the hell?
I've been playing Monster Hunter the whole
You should
time.
upload. You should upload it. Y'all should make content out of it. What the heck? But no, I said I didn't want to make that take forever. But
You obviously lied.
yeah, when you have to go into detail about everything,
I was
you
gonna say
kinda
you had
have
a lot to say. That's all.
Yeah, I don't want any information to be out. I mean, there's probably some shit that I missed out, but that's our perspective of the people. You know what I'm saying? The people who I don't know what Luke and Callum and all them went. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the extra details. I just know what the group was, where we're at, and that's it. That's all I know. But
All right.
that's it.